Hi and great afternoon, quiet afternoon. A lot of people gone for holidays. I'm about to go story, and there's not a lot of people know about my story. And a few days ago, I've done a couple of interviews regarding my story and how I basically got online and start generating a five-figure income in less than a year. It's actually getting close to a six-figure income, but right now um, it's it's 2018 and it's at five figures. And every year I've noticed a big change in my income just in general. And I'm here to show you, I'm here to inspire you. I've got nothing to sell here. This is me telling you my story. And I know that my story inspires a lot of other people to get started. And I have a lot of passion in the way I've explained things and how I like to uh, grab that passion that you have and make you realize that you can actually do what I'm doing. And it's not a hard, it's a hard, it's not that hard as people overcomplicate things. And I'm trying to explain to you that it's not that complicated. Okay. It's really about putting yourself in a position where you're ready to accept and believe in the systems that they're put there in front of you. Okay, a lot of people don't believe the systems; they think it's a scam. Most people don't succeed because they don't take action. But I'm here to tell you my story, and hopefully, you can actually get inspired and take a few steps that is needed to make that next move. Okay, and it's something that I think that it's very important that everybody understands that this business is really, once you get it, things are just great. Okay, it really is. Now, first of all, let me explain something. If you're the kind of person that's chasing the money right now, like you're chasing money, you have a bad relationship with money, you want to be rich tomorrow and all that, well, that's the mindset that you need to switch off, like entirely. Okay, because being in this for 5 years, I realized at the end of the day, it's not the money, and it never has been the money. And this is what I'm excited about to share with you as well, because in the beginning, it was about the money. It was like, well, I need to make money. I need to make money. And everything that I was buying was not getting me that amount, got me depressed, got me angry, but I never quit. But again, it was the wrong mindset. I was chasing the money. You cannot be chasing the money. That's bad relationship with money, causes you to have problems in your life in general. Okay, I'm not bullshitting you. This is my own personal experiences that I want to share with you and get you to switch that mindset. Now, I used to be very angry, and I was very angry 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I really got to a point where I was very angry. I was angry with everything. I was angry with where I was working. I was angry with the people I was hanging around with. I was angry with just life in general, and finding myself in a place where I was basically not happy with everything that I was going through. I wasn't happy with my job. I wasn't happy with the money that I was making. I wasn't happy that I had debt, and I still do. And that's something that people don't realize, that I'm still in the climbing phase, but I'm still building and I'm still generating a lot of money. But I'm going to tell you my story, how this all started, if you don't know it. Now, let me go back, okay, to let me go back from let me just start off with a little overview of who I am and my little biography of where I came from, and where I was going and where I was heading, and how I got to be here. Okay, this is going to be something that maybe a lot of people don't know, and hopefully is quite interesting for people to get to know me as well. Okay, because in this industry, I deal with a lot of people on a faceless thing, where they either think I'm some guy that's just trying to take your money, or some guy that doesn't care about your success, or some guy that is just successful and he's showing off. I don't know. It's just there's so many things that I deal with on a daily basis that I just want to put an end to it and explain to you my little story and my biography and the whole thing. Okay, so my name is Demetrius Papadopoulos. Okay, I'm a Cypriot. I'm from Cyprus. It's a small island in Europe. Okay, if you're somewhere in the world and you don't know where Cyprus is, look it up. It's Cyprus, Cyprus, and I'm fully Cypriot. Milao Elinika, and that's my Greek language right there, speaking to you, Stalinika. Okay, and Greek is considered my first language. However, I kind of consider English my first language for the only reason that I've lived in 4 different countries in my life. Okay, so let me start again. So when I was born in 1977, 6th of November, I'm a Scorpio as well. I was born in Nicosia in Cyprus, capital. Okay, and I'm part of a family which I have a brother who is 4 years older than me. I'm 40 right now. My brother's 4 years older than me, and my sister's 6 years older than me. My sister actually lives in Greece with me right now. I'm in Greece. My brother's in Cyprus, but I'll tell you the little overview of my story. So basically, I was born in 1977, blah, blah, blah. And after my first year, I moved to Nigeria. That's Africa. Okay, so my dad was in Nigeria since the 60s, working for different corporations and businesses over there. Okay, he moved from Cyprus with no money and moved to Nigeria and became a business director, etc., in different companies over there. Okay. We do come from a kind of like a rich background with families, not us in general, but the families that are closer to us, like uncles and cousins. They kind of made it, and they kind of made it in Nigeria with a couple of businesses over there. I don't want to name them, but they're pretty big and they're pretty well known worldwide. Also, anyway, so I don't want to get into that. That's not the point. But I do come from a kind of like a rich background family, something that didn't ever rub off on me. I always felt like it's good, but I wanted to see my how well can I do on my own, not depending on other people. And it's funny because I had this idea from a young age, like a really a very young age. I always wanted to do things my way or not depend on others. And it's pretty amazing because now that I'm talking about it, it actually makes sense. It makes sense on how my mindset works right now. So I grew up in Nigeria and I went to English schools over there. And I grew up in a different place, a different area that usual people live. We had everything. It's not that I've lived in a desert or something. It was good times as well. I really had a great childhood when I was younger. I was also at 6 years old. I remember clearly my parents sitting me down and explaining to me that I need to learn my name, my address in Cyprus. And the reason why is because they wanted us to go to better schools, private schools, and move from Nigeria to Cyprus, back to my home country with my grandparents. Okay. And at the time, my grandparents were taking care of my sister because everybody left Nigeria at around 6 years old or 5. All right. So first was my sister, and then my brother, and then it was me. When I went to Cyprus, my brother had to go to England for boarding school. There was no room at my grandparents' house. So what we did was they sent him to boarding school while me and my sister were attending school and in private schools in Cyprus. Once again, I had a great childhood, great schools. I don't regret anything from my childhood. I had really, really had a good time and a very memorable and a lot of friends and a lot of beautiful stuff that happened to me when I was younger. So I have no complaints about not having my parents there because I was raised by my grandparents who are not here anymore, and I miss them dearly. And I have I have all that area right there is my grandparents. All right, my both to me they were like my parents, and it's pretty. It's pretty it's sad sometimes because I do miss them, and they did help a lot in my the way I've came up today. Okay, and and anyway, so I went there. I grew up there, and I remember the first day of school. I attended. I was 6 years old. I will never forget it. Um, I felt like I was out of place because I was at an all white area now. I'm 6 years old. I'm in a new school. My Greek is not perfect, and here I am in this school where I'm being shown around and making friends and everything. And then I remember very clearly in that year, a guy from Ghana called Mark Duamakpour actually attended my school. He was the only black guy in my school. But to me, it was like an amazing feeling because I felt like, oh my God, there's somebody that I can relate to. Like it reminded me a lot of me being in Nigeria. And I remember when the teacher asked like who would like to show Mark around. I was like, I'll be the one that wants to show this guy around. So me and Mark actually became really good friends, two brothers from another mother kind of thing. And we also attended high school together afterwards. It's pretty cool, a beautiful journey. If you're watching, Mark, I love you, I miss you, and talk to you. I don't know. We keep in touch through Facebook at times, but it's not like it was back then. Everybody's got their own family. Everybody's doing their own thing. Okay, so there we go. I met Mark. It was a crazy cultural experience for me, being back home, and of course, growing up, I always felt like an outsider. Okay, I was always feeling like I'm the kind of guy that doesn't know good Greek, and he's the guy from, I don't know, the outside of Cyprus. So there's always a little bit of I've lived the racism thing a little bit, discrimination. I've dealt with it my way. I'm a very strong person internally. I never run to my grandparents or my parents. I kind of like didn't have anybody to actually share my problems. So I always thought about the logical ways in my head. And I guess I was thinking very logical when I was younger as well, because I didn't turn out to be some kind of criminal or some guy with problems or anything like that. I felt like I was actually thinking logically, but also I clearly remember the thought process that I was doing back then when I was younger. And I was always said like, why would they? I'm trying to look at it at different areas, but never affected me in a bad way. What it did actually made me an extrovert. I'm very easily. I can go out there and meet people and become friends with people that I find they're good. I have that ability to do so. Okay, it's a great thing. And what I anyway, just giving you a little overview again of my little story and where I am today. So let's go through the years. Fast forward, and let's get to when I was 18. And I was 18, 18. I was finishing up high school. It was 1996, and I remember I had to go to the army, and I had to attend the army in Cyprus. It's a mandatory thing. Usually, people do 2 years, and this is because of the Turkish invasion that we had in 1974, which is still the only country in the world that's still divided by another occupied country like Turkey. So after that, I applied to colleges. After my 6 month period in the army, I was applying for colleges to to go study. And the first college that replied to me with an acceptance, I got so excited. I wanted to get out of Cyprus, and I couldn't wait to get to the States. And I actually managed to attend Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant. What an experience this was for me. This was one of the most amazing life experiences I've ever had. And if I ever have children, I will definitely have them go through that experience of college and experiencing life in general. I was very immature when I left, and I saw myself grow up in college, partying. I wasn't really the study person kind of guy. I never really studied. I never really did my homework. I actually covered the books that I was buying for the heat events because I was in Michigan. I didn't like a lot of heat in my room, and because it was always cold, I like to have a little bit. Anyway, I used to cover the heating vents with my books. And for the first 2 years, I was on probation. The first year, I was on probation, and then the second year, I was off, and then I was back on. And the reason why is because I was having a good time. I was a party animal. I was 18. I'm free. I'm alone. I have nobody around me telling me what to do. I have no curfews. I have no carefree. I was carefree, and it was beautiful because I remember actually being able to sleep that night. Like a baby. And sleeping like a baby meant that nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody. I had no stress. I was kind of popular in Cyprus, but here I am in a country where I can actually become somebody that like you can actually cultivate yourself into whatever it is that you want. And I was trying to find myself and who I was. But other than that, I never really changed. I am who I am since the day one that I was since I grew up in Cyprus. I don't know. I just always had this ability to be myself and be real and honest. That got me in trouble many times because being honest and real makes you an asshole sometimes because you say things that people don't want to hear, and uh, they, you're not supposed to say. Maybe other people would treat it in a different way, like as in being kind and not say something that would hurt somebody. But I was always in your face with things, either things that bothered me about you or me that I'd done things to you. I would always man up. I will always be there, and I will always help the people that were around me, okay, that needed my help. And I was always that aggressive with that. Okay, people used to misunderstand the way I used to want to help people. And sometimes it did come a little bit hard, and sometimes it would hurt people, and I understand that, and that's how I learned to grow and mature as time went by. Now let's fast forward a little bit to 4 years after college. Well, not 4 years after college. During college, I got to my fifth year, I believe, and I still wasn't able to get my degree. It was a crazy time for me because I was actually anxious of not knowing what's going to happen. I'm here supposedly I was supposed to be done at 4 years to get my bachelor's, but I'm doing 5 years now. Okay, I'm at 5 years, and it's not good. It's not good to my parents. They've been paying for my tuition fees. I was a little bit of a brat because they used to pay for my tuition fees. I used to get pocket money as well. While I'm in college in dorms with people that were working daily for their tuition, and they still have debts today for their tuitions that they had to go through. Okay. Anyway, I used to call up my parents for money at any point in time, and they used to send it. Now, all this was leading up for them wanting me to go and work for the Coca-Cola company in Greece once I'm done with college. So they were just laying down the carpet for me so that I can do something that they wanted me to do. Okay. Once again, it was something that I thought I wanted to do, but my parents actually pressured me that this is what you need to do. And when you're young and you're still dependent on your parents, and you're making money from your parents, then you gotta just listen to them. Okay. Even though I didn't know where I was going to be today. Now, funny story is how life brings things to me is pretty amazing. And well, I wanted to finish college. I couldn't finish college. And I remember doing summer school, trying to get my grades up. I was doing good in the last 3 years of my career, but because of the first two, it actually held my GPA down. So what I did was I I I actually wrote to the president of the university while I was in Greece for holidays on Christmas. And I was writing to him saying, look, listen, I've been at this school for 5 years. I can't graduate. I need somebody to help me. I need to finish up next year. I need you to help me. What was amazing was that this new degree came out. This new accredited degree was coming out in 2001. Okay, it just showed up in college. It became accredited. Like they said, okay, this is going to become a thing that you can get a degree for. And what was that? That was entrepreneurship. Like amazing. Now, I was studying to become a business administrating, whatever, get a bachelor's degree in business administration. But here I am, my last year, and thinking, how can I finish? I cannot do this. Can't get my GPA. Can't get into the business school to finish up. What can I do? And then this degree shows up for me. Okay, entrepreneurship. I didn't even know what the word meant. I was doing everything in business, but then this degree comes out, and this has to cover with everything that I've been doing in business, but in a different whole context. It's about building your own business and having the knowledge to build your own business from zero. Wow. Like, to me, that was like unbelievable. I was like, well, this sounds good. And then I remember sitting and attending classes, and I used to love this. Is like the only class in college that I actually enjoyed it. Like, I was getting A's in this without even studying. Like, that's just, to me, it makes sense now. It makes sense where I'm at. It makes sense how it came through. And I did that. I went out and studied the entrepreneurship thing. I remember doing a business project for a club that I wanted to open somewhere in Detroit, because I was in Michigan. That was bordering with Windsor, which is Canada, and this project was like, it was like a presentation that I did in class. It was amazing. I felt like, oh my God, this is cool. I like this. I get the knowledge of building my own business. I'm getting a degree for it. It doesn't get better than this. We also went out on a group. We got into groups, and we helped a family actually build their restaurant from zero, from the logos to the banners outside, to the restaurant menus, to the staff hiring. We created the whole business plan for them. Okay, and that's where I'm getting the knowledge of business plans and building your own businesses and all that. So that was cool. Right after I was done with that, uh, I had to move to Greece. I've got my degree. I moved to Greece, and I went out to do some interviews. One was for the Coca-Cola company, and one was for the Frigo Glass, which is this is a company where they make the fridges for Coca-Cola bottling for the stores out in the market. Okay, so let me tell you two things about this and why my parents were still on full control of my life. But I don't deny it. I had to go through all this. But anyway, um, they I really loved the idea of working for the Frigo Glass company. Why? Because they offered you business trips overseas, and you owning uh, areas in other places where I would be traveling a lot. And to me, that sounded very attractive, and it's something that I always wanted to do. However, Coca-Cola was giving you less money and you becoming a merchandiser, which is basically starting from the lowest possible position in Coca-Cola. And that means being the salesperson, getting the stuff in the car, driving to shops and fixing up the little displays, fixing up the coolers, and taking orders and all that crap. That was one of the most toughest, boring. Well, not boring, but just it wasn't the greatest thing. Okay, and it was like really doing dirty work, that kind of thing. And I am with a college degree, and I'm in Greece. I'm being paid minimum wages. I'm feeling like shit already. I'm not feeling respected. If I thought that by getting a degree, I would have gotten myself $50,000, I don't know, wages a year, but that was not even the case. I wasn't even hitting 20,000 a year, and really, they gave me a car, and what was it back then? It was like 800 euros. That's like about maybe 900 bucks or less. I can't remember. So, okay, I want to show you an example. This number that I just got called from, and I don't care. I'm gonna share you my 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 problems that I had that I was facing. Um, that was from a bank, still calling me for some bullshit money that I used to that I got back then when I was broke. Okay, and we put it that way. And I took it to court. Doesn't matter. I don't care anymore. Honestly, at this point, I'm fine. I'll take care of it on another time. But I'm telling you that, after all that merchandising thing, I kind of like got moved up a level. They actually gave me a promotion, and from merchandiser, I got into trade marketing at Coca-Cola. That's a good position. I felt good. I felt okay. Finally, I'm making moves, and it was a year and a half after doing whatever I was doing, and now I'm in the trade marketing area. This is where all the people that work there go like, I work for Coca-Cola. Okay, that's the thing, because when you work for Coca-Cola, everybody looks at you like in a different way. Okay, well, what kind of bullshit is that? And I used to wear suits and I used to wear all that crap. And I remember very clearly at a one of my interviews, the first interview that I was in, and I remember this was not for me, but I had to take it and accept it. At one of the interviews that I was there, the guy looked at what I was wearing. Well, I was pretty good clothes. I'm not. It wasn't Hugo Boss, but it was good. I felt like it was good. And because the manager, the boss guy, the manager for Coca-Cola marketing department, this little hair and the little suits and the I remember him not giving a shit about my knowledge, but basically about how I looked. And he goes like, Demetrius, if we're gonna accept you in the office of the elites kind of thing, we we expect you to uh, buy better clothes. Can you believe it? Can you believe that some manager at that position will tell me something about the clothing? I mean, that's to me, that's freaking crazy. And from that point, that rubbed off the bad way. I didn't like that. I didn't like that attitude. I was not that kind of person. I was not stuck up. I was not looking at people, that just because of the positions. And it's something that I've actually seen in that office with other people in that office, same positions, treat others like shit because they were in a different position. Like maybe because one person was in accounting and because I'm marketing, I'm gonna treat you like shit. Something like that. And that was the ideology behind that 9 to 5 9 to 5 system that I was in. And when you're in a big company like Coca-Cola, you get to see that a lot. There's a lot of people with issues in terms of how they're being perceived around with other people. Okay. And these are things that I'm sharing with you that nobody knows. I've never mentioned this before. And this could be an interesting topic to a lot of people that are in there seeing the same thing happening to them. And that's when I started hating where I was at and what I was doing. I was just literally looking at people and with that look, like just looking around me, looking around my cubicle with that look, like how is this guy liking what they're doing here? I mean, he's showing that he's loving what he's doing, but how is he doing that? I can't love what I'm doing right now. This is not something that I love doing. It didn't see well. It wasn't. It was at one point until they start cutting your wings. I'm the kind of guy that has a lot of passion in things that I do, and when I believe in something and I have something that's good, I follow through. But these people, whenever I had something, they would just cut me off, stop me. Maybe they were scared that they could see me rising. I could take over, and maybe they got scared. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. I remember very clearly though, like checking my time and seeing that it's 5:30, and thinking, okay, I want to go home. I'm done. 9 to 5, right? But I'm giving it an extra 30 minutes. And I remember leaving at 5:30. I was done. I had no other work to do. I said goodbye, bye-bye, blah, went home. The next day, I got called in from my then uh, my my manager, whatever you want to call him. He called me in. Is like, Demetrius. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yesterday you left at 5:30. I'm like, yeah. Why did you leave at 5:30? And I was like, well, I was done and I wanted to go home. I mean, well, you're not allowed to leave at 5:30. If you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave after 6. And I was like, but that's not what my contract says. My contract says I can leave at 5, but I'm giving an extra 30 minutes, and I don't know why I'm giving it, but I'm not even getting paid for that extra 30 minutes or 1 hour. It's like, I don't care. You need to be here. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy. Like, so basically, you're threatening me to stay more than what I have to, just because, so we can look better for the rest. And he also mentioned like the boss was looking for you. And I'm like, yeah, okay, why didn't you tell him to call me? Like, call me on the phone. You know, it's funny because a lot of these people would stick around those offices, the 9 to 5s, till like 7, 8, 9. And you know what they would do? Mostly what they would do after 6 is party on with whoever is there and basically bullshit themselves that they're doing something. Because I've actually stayed after 6 at one point to actually do some work that I felt pressured with, and I couldn't even do work. Why? Because behind me they were having a pizza party after the bosses were gone. And you know, it's hilarious to find emails the next day that people wrote at 11:30 at night, so they can show that they were working until like 11:30. So I send it out at 11:30, and they always made sure that the other people would hear it in the office. That they send it out, and I sent out an email last night at 11:30. Was working hard, and shut up, you full of shit, you full of shit person. And to me, that's when I started hating that system, that fake two-faced system of people in there just helping each other and then stabbing each other in the back right afterwards. Because once they realize that maybe you don't have any power, then they move on to the next guy and they clinch on and they do that. And I've lived that through my other business job that I was after the Coke thing. Now, I was in that company for 4.5 years, if I'm not mistaken, 4.5, 5, 4.5 years. And I had the ability to move to do something that I always wanted to do. I really loved gaming, video gaming. I was such an addicted person with gaming. I loved gaming. Gaming kept my mind in the right place, kept me focused, kept me doing something, whatever, but took a lot of my hours from my day as well. Okay, so when I would come back from work, the first thing I would want to do is play games, and that's it. I didn't have a dog then. So I was always about gaming and stuff. All right. Now, what happened here was that from a business plan at Coca-Cola, where we were working for 3 months for many hours every week. It was hell week. Like literally, it was something that was very stressful, and I never experienced it before. But it was us building the business plan for the company, the whole company, and it's a big thing. Like we actually went to a meeting from 10 a.m. till 5 a.m. the next day. A company meeting from 10 a.m. moving around till 5 a.m. Do you get me? That night, one of the managers at Coca-Cola quit. She's like, that's it. I can't do this anymore. It was really tough. Okay. And it was funny because they gave me, Demetrius, we want you to create one slide that is one crazy idea that could be implemented. Okay. And I was like, right, that sounds good. And I remember back then there was juice boxes with some fruit characters on them. And I remember seeing them on TV because they did some ads with them. And it was like something like Pixar kind of thing, you know, that kind of style, those kind of cartoon thing. So I thought, why don't we create those juice box characters into a game for PlayStation? All right. And back then it was the PlayStation, I think it was 2. I think it was PlayStation 2. And the company went crazy. Like, wow, what a great idea. We'll give you 1 million as a budget. Go find the people to do this for us, etc. So here I am in my cubicle. It was like, you know, I had a little cubicle thing. And I'm searching online for a gaming industry in Greece. There were a few of them. Not a big industry in Greece. Very minimal. Not a lot of people know about it, blah, blah, blah. So I found one, and I decided to send them my offer for them to create a game for Coca-Cola. While I was checking the website, it was funny because I gave them a budget of 1 million. Like, look, we're offering you to pay you 1 million to create this for us, blah, blah, blah. And then while I was searching their website, I actually saw an opening for sales and marketing department at the gaming thing. It's funny because that moment when I sent them the offer from Coca-Cola, I sent them another email right after I sent the offer with my CV and my resume. And I was like, hey, by the way, I saw you have an opening in your sales and marketing department. I'd love to join your company. So now you can see that from the person that's me. Okay, I do some crazy shit like that. All right, I take action. Sometimes I do some crazy stuff. So this actually made the boss guy for the other company go like, what the hell? Who is this guy? And next day I received a call. I remember I was sleeping. I get a call. It's like, hi, Demetrius. I'm like, yeah, I received your application for your offer from Coca-Cola to do this, but that's not what I'm calling you for. I don't want to do that. I actually want to meet you in person. And I was like, okay. And this guy is a millionaire that is a son of a millionaire that he had a lot of money to spend. So he was creating a music studio. He then created a gaming studio because a couple of guys went up to him with an idea that they wanted to create a game for Greece, like a really action adventure game that was going to be for PC and it's going to be huge. And the guy loves anything that comes out of Greece, as in, yes, I want to back this up. It's going to be huge. It's going to be whatever. So he opened up a gaming studio. And a gaming studio that looked very cool in terms of for Greece. And for me, it was like attending the Luna Park of, because he called me to come and see him, meet up with him, and also see the studio. And I remember being inside. I was like, oh my God, this is where they're creating the game. And what's this? And I was behind the developer. I was getting so excited. I couldn't believe that my dream was coming true. Once again, it's one of those things where I really believe in the law of attraction because I knew what I was asking for back then. And deep down, I really, really, really wanted to get into the gaming industry, really wanted to get into it. I really wanted to create a game or be some part of something like that. Okay. And these people were also at the E3. They also managed to go to E3 and people knew them. But the problem is that they didn't have the marketing department in effect. Okay. It was dying. Nobody was taking care of the emails. Nobody was doing nothing. It was dead. They had the developers, they had the boss guy, and whatever. So they bring me in to actually bring this company back up. So when I saw everything and I saw the money that they were offering me, I said, yes, I'm about to leave Coca-Cola and come to you. Now, this was the funny thing because I called my manager back then and I was like, hey, by the way, I quit. And you know what he said? He said, I don't accept your quitting thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you can't just throw it out there. I'm like, yes, I can. I can quit right now if I wanted to. And he wanted to try and get me to understand that I wasn't ready. He was trying to, you see, this was crazy. This is what I'm talking about. People trying to cut your wings at those fucking businesses, that system, those bosses, the managers that you have on top of you. They wanted to cut that I wasn't ready. They were putting me down still when I wanted to quit. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I remember just like, what the hell is he talking about? Still stressing me out. And I told him, I quit. I'm giving you 2 weeks notice. And I'm going to help whoever's under me, whoever's going to take my position, show them everything. And then I'm out of it. All right. And I quit. I didn't get fired. I quit. And that was the Coca-Cola one. All right. So I did it, got the fuck out. And I got into the company, Track 7, that was called back then. And I remember they gave me a big office. I had the view of the Acropolis right in front of me. All right. I was going to work at like 10 or 11, something that I always wanted to do. I hate waking up in the AM. I hate waking at 7. I hated waking up at 8. I hated waking up at 9. I wanted 10. And 10 it was. I was going at work at 11. I started work at 11. All right. And I would finish at like 5, maybe even 4 sometimes. Doesn't matter. But I was doing what I needed to do. And when I got there, I had so much passion. I got to work, and I remember one thing that because Coca-Cola kept on putting me down, and then I had the new boss come up to me and say, "We're expecting a lot from you." That kind of like shook me up a little bit because I wasn't very sure about myself yet. Now, understand something. Back then, 2005 to 6 is where Facebook started becoming known. Okay, I used to work with MySpace. Whoever remembers MySpace, comment below. Actually, comment below. Hi, LSR. Just put a little break here. Are you guys enjoying my story? Can I get a yes? Can I get a one that you can hear me? Can I get a one? Can I get something? I know there's a few people watching. And okay, cool. Are you enjoying my story? You know what? Let me. Excellent. Thank you. Let me try and make some invitations. Well, actually, let me just continue, and everybody can see it later on. So what happened was where was I? Okay, so they told me you were expecting a lot from you and everything. So I started fixing up the company, creating things, and I was working with social media then and building. That's when I started doing social media. I actually started with MySpace, and then Facebook came around, and I had it as a secondary thing. Like really, it was a secondary thing. I didn't even play around with Facebook that much. I had a few. I went out, found all the friends that I because I lived in 4 countries, so I had a lot of people to find, and those were my first people that I found. Oh my God, there's Mark from North Carolina, or there's whatever from Cyprus, and I found all these people, my friends, my old friends, and it's cool. But whoever knew that that was going to turn into a business as well? You know, nobody knew that was going to come through. Anyway, I remember very clearly though where I was at, what I was doing, and all that. So then I started building up this company, and I was good at it. I was really good. I was known. I actually was reading a magazine for the Xbox 360. I remember in the train when I was going home, and I saw my game that I was promoting on the middle 2 pages. I still have that copy somewhere, but it was an amazing achievement on my end because I actually got the world to hear about Thesis, the game, the action adventure from Greece that's going to do this, it's going to do that. And it's all because of the passion that I had driving in me. So at one point, the boss wanted me to go to the States to the GDC convention in San Francisco. Now, can you imagine what the hell was going on with me then? Paid trip for me to go and meet all the developers and game industries. I met all my favorite game creators at the GDC convention. But I also made sure they knew about us. And it was like crazy because everywhere I went, I was there. I was telling them about the game we were coming out with. I was going and getting deals that Atari wanted to bring us out. We had Atari. We had some Russian company that wanted to get us out. Ubisoft I went to the offices of Ubisoft in San Francisco, and I was sitting in that office, and they were showing me a poster of what was it? Back, I think it was Assassin's Creed. It was the first 2, and it's like, how would you like to be next to that poster with the Assassin's Creed and everything? I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So seriously, that's when I found my passion for the social networking and networking, etc. Okay, it was an amazing experience. So by doing that, I actually got myself known. I got known as the person that is amazing at the social media stuff, marketing that I did. That I got the company, and guess what? I had 0 budget. I did everything with no budget. The owner might have been rich, but he gave me no budget. It was crazy. So everything I did was free. It was based on free traffic, free posting, free though everything. Basically, I'm like the pioneer of marketing consulting thing on social media. I was one of the first, and I don't care whoever's out there right now. I was one of the first, and I remember everybody telling me like, "It's not serious stuff, Facebook," but nobody knew, but it is. Now check this out. It all was going great. Okay. And then we had some internal problems. The developers started fighting, arguing between themselves. They couldn't get the game done. Things were broken. Things were dying down. Things were not looking good. And this was like a year and a half, almost 2 years into that company. Shit was hitting the fan. Okay. I found my happiness, and then suddenly I found my depression. It was hard. It pissed me off. It made me angry. And it made me angry because I had to look for another job. I started seeing that the payments are not coming in. I was going out there like, hey, it's Friday. You guys didn't pay us yet. Next week, next week, next week. This was tough because I had debt. I had a debt. I had a wage. I had problems. Okay, a lot of problems. A lot of problems that couldn't fix them up. And in Greece back then, the economy was shit as well. And banks would call you up, give you loans. So I was taking advantage of the loans. And then I had like 7 to 8 credit cards in my name. 7 to 8 credit cards to my name that I've maxed out every single one. You can imagine that I was in the shits, okay? Like really in the shits. So internally, I wasn't happy. Internally, I was angry. Internally, I wasn't feeling good with myself. Internally, I was feeling like shit in general. The good thing is that I had drive and I never quit. And what I did was, as soon as I started seeing that shit is about to hit the fan, I started looking for a job. Started searching every day for about 2 or 3 months. I was sending out CVs. But what I did was I was sending CVs to big companies, to Ubisoft, to all these others. Yes, I'm pretty sure. But they'll probably see the recording. I'll make sure people can see it as well. Thank you, Arais. So what happened here was that I started sending my CVs again to companies, gaming companies that weren't returning back. I didn't have, the only reason why is because I didn't have anything that I completed. If we completed that game and we brought it out, I would have been hired like that from the top studios out there. I know it for a fact. It's just I never accomplished my project. And it turns out that while I was searching for a job, this telecommunications company called Sita from Cyprus, from my hometown, came and moved to Greece. They opened up offices and they wanted people. I was one of the first 50 people that they took in. And I went there. I actually answered to the ad of being a product manager for the company. I was actually doing product managing for the game. So I kind of thought like, hey, I could sell it off as this is a product manager's job. But while looking at the product manager's job for that specific company, it seemed very, very overwhelming. And it just seemed like, I don't know if I'm the right person for this, but who gives a shit? I'm going to go and become that person for it. So I went there. I knew that if they met me, they'll know that they should get me. So I got there. I had my first interview. They loved me. I had a second interview. They loved me. And I had to go through a third one, and they took me. They hired me. They hired me as the product manager for innovative products. Wow. So I was wearing my suit again, and I was attending the 9 to 5 bullshit once again. Now, first year was great. I really loved what I was doing. I was giving the opportunity to create, and this is what I'm good at. Once you give me and leave me alone to create, I create. But once you start denying my creations for some apparent reason, then I start getting bored. And I start like, why? What's the point of me creating if they're going to deny me? If they're not going to use it? If they're going to say we're not ready yet? If they're not going to have the money for it? And I had really good ideas, very, very smart ideas that are working elsewhere in the world, but not Greece. And they still want to go backwards. Okay. And that's what, I was there for that, to bring them forward. So they put me in charge of a product as well, a product manager for the internet that they're going to bring with the TV. I got excited as well. I went out there, talked to the people from the States that they had this system that was going to be badass. And guess what? That system is here now for some other company. Well, when they could have been us in the first place. But again, management thought it was better for them to do something else. So from me being shoved in the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then suddenly because I'm the one person only that speaks good English, they decided to give me dirty jobs. And they started giving me, translate the website, Demetrius, translate this, Demetrius, translate that, Demetrius. And that started getting irritating to my head and my well-being. I wasn't being creative again. I was actually being the fucking guy that was doing the dirty jobs for these people that they considered me. Now, this is where the discrimination comes back again about my language barrier, because my Greek wasn't perfect. They couldn't use me for anything else other than that, I guess. I guess that's how they thought of things. Even though I had a lot of coworkers come up to me and tell me, Demetrius, you're not cut out for this. You're for more things. You're for bigger things. And I believed it, but I still gave them a chance. And even the manager back then, which I consider them really bad managers, really bad people that are running that business, and it's called Sita in Cyprus. They're very bad, very bad. They influence you in a bad way. They really want to chop off your wings, and they really backstab you when the shit hits the thing. And I'll tell you, when the shit hit the fan, when they cut off, what was it? They slashed my minimum, my wages by $500, if I'm not mistaken. Like, can you really imagine? You're making a certain amount of money, and then suddenly they decide, yeah, you're not worth $2,200, for example. Now you're worth $1,100 in our company. Do you know what that does psychologically and around you from the other coworkers that you have? And it was done to only like maybe me and maybe somebody else in that company. All right. Now imagine how that makes somebody feel if that happened to you. You get your wages cut and everybody knows about it as well. Do you understand the effect that it could have to your coworkers? You dumb idiot manager of a fucking idiot. Like, seriously, I'm so angry about that, because that's when everything switched around me. That's when I started seeing the real people around me. When people found out that I got my wages slashed by how much, I was treated like shit. There was no respect anymore. There was no respect from the people that were working with me. There was no respect from the people that were coming to me and acting like a friend back then. Now it was like, we don't want to be close to this guy because we might get affected. It's like you got AIDS and, we don't want to be around you because you might affect us as well. And we might get our things. So you got to understand that I'm coming to a point where I'm looking around me and seeing like, who the fuck do I trust now from all these people around me? Okay. Nobody. There's nobody I can trust in that business, in that company. And I really started becoming edgy to the point of hating being there. So I started becoming late at work, and I had this idiot of a HQ fucking dickhead that's like 70 years old that they had him there for I don't know what reasons, to tell me like he was like the principal when you were 7 years old, okay? And you come late at work, and now I'm 30 something years old, and this guy's telling you, where have you been and why are you late and blah blah blah, okay? Like, fuck you, Mr. whatever your name was. There were a lot of things that I was dealing with that on a daily basis. People, bosses, owners, what the fuck? I don't care. And I remember 2 years in feeling all that shit, I get called in the office and they tell me like, look, we're really thinking about firing you. And I remember so clearly how scared I was for being fired. And I was like, please don't fire me. Please let me change. Let me try something. Help me get better. I was just basically kissing ass so I can save my ass, so I can have my security blanket that they keep on talking about, that my parents wanted me to have. I also had that kind of pressure. I can't get fired. My parents were going to think, my family, blah, blah, blah. So it's all that. So I had to deal with another 2 years. They saved me with whatever crap wage that they gave me. It's like I went back 10 years of working, right? Because when I started working, that was the wages I was getting from after they slashed my pay cuts. So I got to the point where I'm not liking anything around me here. Okay. 2 years later, fast track 2 years later, I'm sitting at the office and I'm talking to one of my coworkers. And you know what? He might have gone out and told them. Maybe that's why I got fired. I don't know. But it was on a Friday and I had it up to here. It was that was it. I drew a line. I'm like, I really don't care what happens to me anymore. I'd rather get fired now than before, because now I get a good good severance check. All right, a good $10,000 in my pocket if I get fired. So I called my coworker. I'm like, look, dude, find me some ways of me getting fired. Like, how do you think I could get fired? And we started joking, laughing, saying some bullshit, saying some stuff. And I was actually all about it. Okay, I made a decision. I want to get fired. I want to get fired. I want to get fired. I had no fear anymore. I really had it. You know, you come to a point. You're human. You're only human. You can deal with a few things. So I wanted to get fired. The Tuesday comes around because Monday we had days off, some holiday. Tuesday comes around. The first thing that happens is as soon as I get into my office, I'm being called to go downstairs to the HQ, the headquarter office where they hire you and stuff. And I had a great feeling inside me. I'm like, why is this happening? Why am I being called down? This is interesting. I go downstairs and I find three people. My manager, the marketing manager, the asshole HQ guy, that old fucker, and the guy that pays the wages, okay, accountant guy. Three people. And a few sheets on my side. They had a desk for me, a table, chair, whatever. And they were all, my manager, she was like this. She couldn't even look at me in the eyes, and she was just like this. The other guy was just like ready. He couldn't wait to get rid of me because I was always talking back to him. And then the other guy is all right, whatever. He's doing his thing. So I remember clearly going in. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And Marina, the woman, she was like, Demetrius, I'm guessing that you realize that you're being let go. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I'm pretty sure you understand why. And I'm like, no, I have no idea why, but I don't want you to even explain. I don't want you to tell me more. I want you to tell me, where do I sign? Where do I sign? And I had that face. I was like, where can I sign? And they were like, what? I'm like, I looked at the number. It said 10,000 something. I'm like, where do I sign? And when do I finish? So as soon as you sign, you're gonna have to go get your stuff and leave the building. I'm like, really? Like, I sat down, I was smiling, and I signed. It was the first time I ever felt so goddamn happy. I mean, seriously, whoever gets happy when you get fired? Nobody. All right. This would have been me 2 years ago. If I got fired, I would have been unhappy because I was scared. But I eliminated fear. And there's one lesson that you all should know. Fear. Get rid of it. Nothing happens once you take confidence. Now, look. I remember going home, walking home, because I remember I moved close to the company, so I didn't have to drive anymore. I was walking home. I called my girlfriend back then. I was like, hey, stop packing your bags. We're moving, and we're moving to the beach. We used to live up closer to the mountain area, nowhere close to the beach. But I said I wanted to move. I have money now to move, and I wanted to move. Okay, I wanted to move close to the beach. She's like, why are you happy? I got fired. Life begins now. Okay, I went home. I started looking for apartments. I found my apartment, the exact one that I'm living right now. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try and see if it will. Yeah, pretty hard to see. But let me see. Anyway, you can't see it, but I can see the beach from here. Okay, let me put it back. Sorry about that. Moved you everywhere. Okay, let me continue with my story. Is that good? Okay. So I can see the beach from here. Today's not a clear day, but you can always see the beach from there. Now, I wanted to make changes. I've already was starting to read a lot of books about the law of attraction, getting better with myself. I've got all these books over here that I started reading in the shitter. Okay, I used to go take a shit and read. That's the only time I could find time to read and everything. It might be funny to some people, but I bet you everybody does it. Even when your phone's you're in there. So don't say, oh, you disgusting. No, it's the best time to read. It's in the shitter. Okay. So in the shitter, 20 minutes a day or whatever, I was reading and I was actually fixing my mindset, not being scared, not being worried about what might happen, what might not. I took action. I never sat down, never said I'm going to sit down and enjoy the money that I made or have or whatever. I actually just went out, bought a bicycle so I can be active a little bit or whatever. I came back here. I had no internet. I set up my stuff though. And I went upstairs to the neighbors and asked them if I could use their internet until I got mine set up. It would have taken like 20, 30 days and I didn't want to waste time. At the same time, I was also, when I was looking for houses, I remember asking all the people that were showing me the houses, the real estate agents, if they actually liked their job. I wanted to see, could I do real estate as well? You never know, right? Something that you don't go to office, you make a lot of money if you sell or rent. So might as well try it, right? And it was funny because I was actually thinking about it. And then my mom called me and she's like, oh, by the way, we gave our house to some company that is going to rent it out for us and everything. He said he wanted some people to run the area that you live in. Imagine how everything was just falling in place for me. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I'll go see him. I went, saw him, did an interview. He wasn't going to pay me money up front, but he gave me my area and he told me, go find houses and you make good money if you continue and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I did. I became a real estate agent so I can get some maybe pocket money on the side. At the same time, I'm online searching on Google how to make money online. Okay, that is, I swear to God, how to make money online. And for the first time ever, I decided that I am not going to avoid not putting my email inside that pop-up that comes up that's promising me thousands overnight, $100 a night, whatever it is. So I just took it in. I said, okay, put my email in. I created a Gmail for that specific thing to see what's going on. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just saying how to make money online, seeing what they had to offer for me. And of course, like many of us back then, we actually fell in the jaws or the whatever of the Empower Network. Who remembers that? Give me a yes. Does anybody remember Empower Network? Hello? Give me a yes if you're watching, if you've been in, if you've had a bad experience. Comment below. No? Good. It's not around anymore. And the guy that's running it, David Wood, is nuts. He's gone nuts. Okay? Empower Network, look it up. It was an MLM company that promised you thousands. And basically, it's one of those companies where you go all in, pay a lot of money, and get people to join your team, and then you make more money. Okay, so bullshit companies like that, like Digital Altitude, maybe you heard of that, Aspire. Well, they're on the FTC right now, and thank God I didn't fall for that bullshit either. Now, this Empower Network, the one thing that it helped me was to get me set up. That's it. That's the only thing. Everything else was bullshit. And I remember clearly when I signed up to this Canadian guy that's not even around anymore. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he was selling himself like some kind of guru, some kind of guy that was doing seminars all day. He was doing videos of him traveling to Costa Rica. And I remember, God, I was so jealous of his lifestyle. I really wanted his lifestyle. I was watching everything around his apartment, his room, the computer he was using, the cameras he was using, how he was traveling, all that shit. I was just all about it. I loved that lifestyle. And he was selling it good. He was. And I remember saying to my ex-girlfriend back then, look, we're going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this. It's going to be crazy. But it wasn't that easy. Okay. It was all about me paying money up front. So I've invested in that company only the front end and the second level, which was the $97. Now, with the $97 is where I got my little bit of, I kind of like tricked the guy thinking that I was going to go all in. So he thought because I made that second move that I was going to go all in. So he was giving me his time on Skype. So every day we would talk on Skype for like an hour, and he would direct me, like, go do this, and I would go and do it. And then come back and tell him I've done it. It's like, what? You've done it already? And because I was so easy to, I was learning very easily. I was getting into it easily. I was doing things myself, remember. But I remember specifically asking him questions while I was doing things. Like, how did you do that? He's like, well, I hired somebody to do it. I hired Fiverr to do it. I hired this guy to do it. Fiverr. And in my head, I kept on thinking, like, why is this guy calling himself a guru? And why am I listening to this guy? I mean, I'm doing a better job here than him. I mean, this is crazy. So I continued creating on my own and seeing and understanding the way. And basically, he got me set up my blog, my first blog, on how it's supposed to be, what I shouldn't do, how I could get my free traffic. I was learning from this guy. He even gave me a script, where that script that he gave me, actually, the truth of the story is that little script that he gave me back 5 years ago, it was in my back of my head because I was like, where is that script? I wish I had that script. That was actually getting me free traffic, okay? And the free traffic was amazing. It was actually real. But I had to do things manually from there on. The script actually did it automated for me. And I actually created that script, that idea, into a product. And it was the Traffic Zion that got born in January of this year, 2018. So Traffic Zion was born from that beginning steps that I took, that I was doing things manually and everything. Hi, Dennis. How you doing, brother? I'm here 1 hour and 6 minutes talking about my life story, and I hope people are going to enjoy it. There's a lot to take in, but I think it's pretty interesting. Let me answer a couple of questions. Abdelatif Rice, share what? What do you mean? Help me understand. So anyway, that helped me. That guy actually helped me get no script, brother. That's why I created Traffic Zion. Traffic Zion is my is this right here. This is the product from that idea, but there's more to it. Okay, that's my product that I didn't want to promote anything. It's just I'm answering your question. Okay, so that script was used back then from the top leaders and everything. Anyway, so it's based on that and everything that I've done from there. Traffic Zion was born. So we got that thing down. The guy got me set up my blog, and he told me a couple of things. He told me that do not create a domain on WordPress.com. Do not get yourself hosting on there either. And the reason why is because WordPress doesn't like you doing affiliate marketing at all. So the trick is to host it elsewhere. Okay, you can use WordPress, but you can host it on another thing. And then you can do it. And that was one of the things that it was like, don't do this, but do this. And it's true. It still exists till today. One of my websites got shut down from WordPress because I was doing affiliate marketing and I was breaking the law on the free thing. So I had to learn the hard way. So we're back then. I created my blog, and what I did then was begin writing about my experiences on how I'm finding ways of making money online. Now, another story that a lot of people don't know is that I actually also built myself a freelance profile on Odesk back then, which is now Upwork. Okay, it was one of the first freelance sites that were around, and I went on there and actually took my resume that I did with that I had all those things that I've had with the companies I was working with and everything. I put them all in my resume. So if you've got a resume of some sort, you can go out there on Odesk right now, Upwork, and build your profile and get hired. So I'm a marketer. I'm a social media consultant. I've done all that. I've done it from the stories that I've told you. I've been in trade marketing. I know how to do business plans. I mean, I was very I know everything that has to do with that part. So that actually helped me land a couple of jobs through there. One of them was a company, bed and breakfast in New Zealand. Another one was a Nigerian company in corporate that's still paying me today. And one of them was paying me 700, and one of them was paying me 300 a month. So I had 1,000 already making from freelance. Okay. So I'm also got, and back then I also had the real estate that I would make maybe, I don't know, maybe every 2 months, a few $100s, not a lot. And it was tiring for me. And then I had to deal with rude customers. And I decided, you know what? Real estate is not for me. I'm starting to hate it. And I also made a choice, a promise. If I hate something that I'm doing, I should quit entirely and not focus on it anymore and do things that I want to do. Very simple, very great, valuable lesson. And if I hate something, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't care who you are, what you are. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't want to do it. I won't do it. All right. So that's what I did. I followed my gut feeling on what I want to do and what I don't want to do, so I can be happy. Remember, you need to be happy in this life. I know what it's like to be unhappy. I know what it's like to be angry. So I had to switch it, and I had to do it alone. Nobody helped me. I made the decisions. I stopped blaming everybody else for my failures and took action. And I took action to what I believe I should want to do, and not have bosses and everything like that. All right. So I really took things in my own hands and had a belief system that it's going to work for me. I don't care what's going on. But when I realized, because back then I used to also read a lot of reviews for games because I was a gamer, I then realized that these people that are doing reviews for the games are making money off me. And that's when the big light went off, because I didn't know until then. Trust me, everybody thinks that I was an expert in affiliate marketing or blogging, and I wasn't. And the way I got started with blogging to make that actual first step was actually from a friend of mine that I was watching on Facebook, that she's a childhood friend. And the one thing that was stopping me from creating a blog was because I was worried about what people would say about what I have to write. Okay. I just always felt like I cared about what people thought back then. That was a bad mindset. And I had to switch it. And it's funny because every program that I bought back then, everybody started off with mindset. Every course back in 2012, 13, 14 was all about mindset. I don't see it a lot happening anymore. And if you go to one of my products, the Passion Blog Pro, I'm going to put it here as well. This one right here, and I'm going to tell you a story about how this came about, Passion Blog Pro. In there, I talk a lot about mindset, and it was during the time when I was really studying it to the fullest and really believing in myself and switching things around. So when I saw my friend doing it, I'm like, hey, she's doing it, I can do it. Like, what's the big difference? I'll do the same thing. So I actually went back and I started writing. I started writing who am I? I am Demetrius. And you can see my about me that you see is actually created during those days when I was starting to whatever. And from doing that, I actually saw that I was attracting the same kind of people that were like me. It was unbelievable. I was getting people that were living the almost same life that I was actually living, or same kind of experiences, the same feeling, the same mindset. So then I realized that the law of attraction does work, because you do attract the same kind of people if you have a certain state of mind at that moment in time. Now it's a little bit of a mess, because I'm attracting a lot of mixture of people because of the products that I've got out, because of the networking I've done. So they're coming from all over, but I'm dealing with that a little bit of an issue but it's not going to make me hate what I'm doing. I'm not going to allow it to happen. So what happened there with Passion Blog Pro? Well, first I created my blog. I created my experiences. I wasn't making any money at all. I was just actually creating content, and I didn't even know. And I was writing every day. I was writing. I was writing every 2 days. I was following the process of what I'm supposed to do. I remember signing up for Aweber, but not taking advantage of it. I was grabbing emails, didn't know what to do with them. I was just going with the flow. I just knew I had to do something with all this. Suddenly, because it was a free blog, I decided to create. I had a lot of content now. I'm like, okay, I've created a brand. I knew how to brand myself, so I branded myself nicely. I created a logo in 5 minutes using a couple of images that I found online, put them together, and created my first logo, the dpapa.com one. But it was, if you can find it, it's probably in one of my emails. Maybe you've seen it. But it's pretty cool because I was so proud of that. But if you see my logo now, it's in a whole different level, and it's created from one of my classmates that is a huge talent, and she did it for free as well, which I should pay her. I mean, seriously. Anyway, so I branded myself. I started branding myself. I started putting my logo. I found my colors, turquoise. I like the turquoise color, orange. I like that color as well. So I've created this dpapa.com. I went out, bought myself a domain after the autobiography, because the autobiography that was on WordPress was free. So I had to just move things over, because now I'm starting to see traffic. I'm trying to see, okay, I'm buying courses that are teaching me how to make money. So I need to put them in effect. So they told me, put it on a domain, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So I created the domain, created my AdSense things, created my autoresponders, started seeing traffic. I was writing titles without doing SEO. I was writing titles because I had a way of finding catchy titles that worked. So I was doing that, writing, doing, reviewing a couple of things, not too much reviewing. It was very minimal. I had no access to anybody. So I was just learning the ropes here and there, just going from here to there, here to there, up to a point where I found another company. And that company was DSD. That was dropshipping. Now, I was building a blog. I was trying to figure out the affiliate marketing thing, but I couldn't get it. And I was at it for a year. And I remember nothing made sense. It just didn't make sense. How is this guy making hundreds and I can't? I'm doing what he's doing, but it's not. I couldn't put them together. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So at one point I started getting, it's not helping. It's not working here. I'm losing money. I'm not making money. I'm building. Cool. Sounds good. So DSD comes about and says eBay dropshipping. eBay, I know eBay. I've got an account on eBay. And I remember opening it up in the States when I was there. And so it was kind of easier for me to get in and get started really quickly. But I got in the company, went through that. I remember watching the webinars. I used to be so in front of webinars at 4 o'clock in the morning because my time is different. 4 till 5 o'clock in the morning. Every time there was a webinar, I was there. I was staying up till late. I was trying to figure it out. And then I thought that was my calling. I thought this is it. eBay dropshipping, this is it. This is what I'm going to focus on. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. I used to go out there and tell people, what do you do? I'm a dropshipper, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm this, and that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I made my first $10 from dropshipping. And I started selling and doing and selling and selling. And then I started creating my own. I started doing recipes. My mom wrote 2 books in cooking. Okay, 2 books in cooking. So I went out. This is one of them. Okay, this is my mom's book. Nikki Papadopoulos is written right here. Graphics were done from my brother and my sister because they're graphic designers, and this is her recipe book that she did. Yeah, it's got international cuisine with Greek and everything, and this was written from her passion. See, I think I got my mom's drive from all of this. My mom even created a business in Nigeria, her own business with spring rolls. Her own recipe sold in little bags called Nikki's Rolls, Nikki's Spring Rolls or something. It became a full-on business. It's pretty cool. And she even opened up another travel agency at one point in her life, but then sold it out while she was in Nigeria. She's very, very business, like very active and stuff like that. So she wrote 2 books. So in my head, I was thinking, and it was in my beginning, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm selling other people's stuff like through dropshipping. Why don't I take a few recipes and put them down as 99-cent recipes and start selling them? I got away with a lot of things because you're not supposed to. All the people that bought the 99-cent recipes, they expected a piece of paper to come to them or something in mail. But I was actually sending them an email as soon as they would purchase, like, here's your recipe. So I kind of didn't get any complaints from anybody until like maybe a few months later. Some guy's like, "Where's my recipe?" A piece of paper. Like, really. Anyway, and what happened was during Christmas time, I remember I was there for holidays. I was doing eBay dropshipping. That was my main business. I was just eBay dropshipping and building a team. And I was making 99-cent sales. It got me to a power seller because the Christmas recipe was just going off. I was making 100 a day from just 99-cent recipes, but also getting me up on us as a power seller. Okay, so at another time, I have my girlfriend that's asking, where am I? So let me try and share this link with her. Okay, one sec. And seriously, I also need to take a leak. But I've been on here for like an hour and I got too much to say. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so let me just share this as well. Can you guys share this? Maybe get some people on. I'm going to put in my group. You know what? Give me 1 second, please. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. Yasu Alada, Mr. Nobody. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to, let me just share this. I want to share this. Get more people online because I think it's a good, I think I'm liking what I've done today. It's about time that I've done it. And then people can understand where I came from, who am I, and how this could help everybody do the same thing. So give me a second. Let me share it. Okay. So where was I? Can somebody remind me where I was at? Let me see if you guys are paying attention. Dennis, where was I? What was I saying? I want somebody to interact with me. Dropshipping, that's right. Okay, so I started doing the dropshipping thing. I started getting the power seller thing with the recipes that I was talking about, and things were going great. I was really excited about this business, and things were going great up to the point where I was accepted for global shipping, and that's where money started coming in more because I was able to drop shipping things that were more expensive and make more of a bigger cut, like $50 on each sale, etc. And I was selling them over in Europe and everything from the States. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of money there, etc. But at one point, it all went it went to shit. And the reason why is because I got confused one day when I was sending stuff from the States to Europe. I mixed 2 products. I got confused, put the wrong ID on one, put the wrong ID on the other. They both got their own things. I panicked. I didn't want to deal with the customers. I didn't want to deal with refunds either because I was really tight with money back then. And anything that I was making was like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to, I had that mindset. Again, it was a wrong mindset. So I kind of like basically, I kind of like Just left it. I just left it. I just dropped it. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. It got me anxious. You know, I didn't want to wake up anymore at night feeling, did the parcel get there? Am I going to wake up with some kind of refund from that? It just got a little bit freaky. Okay. It got a little bit stressful. And I decided this is not what I want to do. Even though I was building a team for that, I decided I didn't want to continue with dropshipping. I did dropshipping a little bit on the side, but didn't want to continue it. And then I went back because this went like for a year. And then I suddenly found this other company, MLM type thing, where it was actually teaching you affiliate marketing from scratch, like basically copying campaigns, being able to copy people's campaigns every week and get you results for different aspects of the affiliate marketing thing. That was cool. That was cool because I saw value, and it wasn't just an MLM thing. I got into the highest level that I could have afforded back then, to the $500 level. Okay. And after that, I would make the commissions from that, from people coming in and buying in. But the value that I got from there is where Passion Blog Pro got born, kind of thing. Okay. So if that's how it got started. And the reason why it got started is because that MLM once again was dying down on me. They stopped caring about the users. There was no more campaigns after like about 2 years. And I was like, I can't deal with this again. Okay. And I can't be depending on the other people for them to pay me, money, to pay me money in the next month. I can't, you just can't do it. And you cannot depend on other people. I've seen so many people jump into these MLM companies, businesses give them all they have. And then next minute, 3 years later down the line, because usually it takes about 3 years, an average of an MLM company to last, to die down. Some are still around, cool, fine, but they're going to go away one day. And when they go away, everything that you made from that is going to go away with it. Okay. And that's something that people don't realize. And it's something that people don't understand. Everybody's looking for that easy way out, trying to find that one way of that's going to make them rich the next day, and then they're going to be living the life of freedom, etc. Well, that's a bullshit story that has been sold to you so many fucking times, and you need to switch that mindset from that and stop doing that. Stop thinking like that, and stop thinking that there's something like that that's going to do that for you, okay? And you need to understand that things online are very overwhelming. Especially when somebody's coming in for the first time in their lives, it's very overwhelming. I've been through the same phase. If you go through this video and you start an hour ago, you're going to see exactly where I was at, what I was able to achieve and accomplish to where I am today. And I'm telling you the story like there's nothing missing from this story. Okay, nothing missing from the story. One part that's missing is that I also joined the Wealthy Affiliates on the second year, if I'm not mistaken. And I from there, I actually got value from the networking that was going on and the traffic that was going on from the users. But I got out fast when I realized that they're using their system to bash other systems and then make money. And that's the wrong way of seeing things again. You're not supposed to put titles as in, is this scammy review, blah, blah, blah. It's a scam, and get you to read it because it says scam on it, because you think he's going to talk about the scam about it, but he's bullshitting you until, blah, 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 it's shitty, it's all right, it's whatever, but you can join Wealthy Affiliates and it's better. Now that, to me, was bullshit, and I had to get out, and I got out fast. And there's thousands of members doing that right now online. You can see it online everywhere. People blogging the same kind of bullshit, scam, Wealthy Affiliates. Get out. If you're in there, get out, please. They're not teaching you anything other than them bashing other companies and you getting the wrong mindset again, okay? Because not everything is a scam. So anyway, let's skip that part. Let me go back into the affiliate marketing thing. And then suddenly things started making sense. But don't forget, I was actually buying course after course, just like everybody else did and is still doing. I sometimes do it as well, but now I have the ability to get access to courses so I can decide if this is for me or not. And if it is for me, then I decide to actually put that on review videos. And that's where this kind of like YouTube channel became about, in a way. All right. So I was able to actually use my ethical and moral thing in me, because I see a lot of marketers out there not giving too much of a shit about you, okay? But they act like they do. And what they want from you is to come in and you invest in them all the time. And I understand that. That's a way of making a business. It's a way of building your lifestyle and everything like that. And some of you get frustrated. Some of you get angry that maybe you're not seeing the same results, or maybe whatever, or that one marketer is always just promoting things to you all the time. Well, yeah, that's wrong. That's not the right way to do things. I didn't fast track my business in a year and become a millionaire. I am at it for the 5th year right now, and all I've seen is that my money has gone more every year. Okay, not every month, every year. So it's like the whole year I'm fighting for that next level. Okay, other people skip those levels and they go straight up through other means of doing things. Either let it be, I don't know, but I know that I can sleep at night, and I know that what I'm doing is right and correct. And I know that it has to do with timing of my leveling up. I am on a high level. I am selling my own products. I'm getting results with my own products, but I'm not at the level where I can say to you that I'm making 6 figures and go ahead and charge you 15,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 to get you to be in my team. I'll probably give you the same information that you would pay somebody the 5,000, exactly the same information. And the reason why is because they're not doing something different than what I'm doing. The only difference that they're probably doing is the connections, the networking they might have, the followers they might have, the list that they might have, the money that they're spending, investing in other things and tools that helps them get back more than what I'm able to do. And know how I realized that? Because when I started off, I was on a budget. I had no credit cards. I still have no credit cards. And everything that I made would go back into my business. So if I was making money on PayPal back then, I didn't even know I was making money. And I'm going to go back to how I started Passion Blog Pro, because the only reason why I was procrastinating, because I felt like I didn't have enough proof to show people that I know what I'm talking about. And it was holding me back. At the end of the day, when I started buying and buying and buying and kept on seeing the same shit, same formula, same thing, I started getting angry, because why am I buying these things? Why am I still falling for the same shit? Why am I going through the same process over and over? And why can I not stop this? So I decided, when that MLM digital affiliates, that was back then, when they died down on me, that's how Passion Blog Pro got born. Because I was like, you know what? I'm done with MLM. I'm going to put that on the side. I've tried it 2-3 times. I don't have the heart for it. I don't have the moral of the get you in my team. So what I want to do is I don't want to beg people to come to me. I want people to come to me by themselves. And the only way I can do that is to somehow provide some kind of value through my experiences. And that's how it began. And through my experiences of making things work for me, then I will take that, put it on video, put it on blog, put it on email, put it on content, put it on whatever for people to see. Now, I could have taken the route of dissing or bashing other companies and businesses and people, but I didn't think that's the right mindset. That's only attracting negativity and the wrong people in your audience. So I decided to only filter out the things that I would use and what would I think would achieve you success from day one. Okay. So once again, I might not be making the 6 million, the 1 million, the whatever, but I am making a good amount to make me feel happy and complete freedom to be able to travel every month of my life. That since actually I've been with my girlfriend, we've been traveling every month, but it was my time, because I was at it for 3 years here, not getting out a lot. I used to be a clubber. Many people know me as the club guy. I used to always club. I used to like clubbing, nightclubs. Go back into my Facebook profile, go into my albums. You're gonna see it's all about clubbing before my dog. Okay, my dog came into my life, and I kind of like put things in the right track. Okay, I put things in. I just basically matured, and put that way. Now, There were times where I really wanted to meet somebody, go out and whatever. I stopped playing games. I used to be such a gamer. I don't play games anymore. I play games only when I want to just relax my mind and get away from the PC or whatever laptop that I'm on. But I love what I do. So for me, working like this and deciding to do this today for 1 hour and 30 minutes is something that I really feel like you should know. I've got enough subscribers on my channel that they don't know me. They keep on thinking that I'm trying to review things and that's it. I'm trying to make money off you. But you don't understand the process. And if you don't understand the process, how are you going to understand it if you don't follow the directions that I'm giving you? I'm trying to cover every aspect of the online industry. And that's why I took my time in creating different products for different aspects of the industry. And since 2012, I've been able to create over 8 products that are out there, software and training. And it's all done through the knowledge that I've gained from being online. Okay. I have about maybe 9 or 10 income sources coming in on a daily basis. Now, we're talking about income sources from different areas that I've set up, that I've built up, and they're on autopilot. There will be days where I make zero. I make zero in one area, maybe I make some in the other, maybe zero altogether. And when a day or two goes by without me making any type of money, then I start worrying a little bit. I kind of like, not worry, but I kind of like, there's something off here. I need to see what's going on. And I have to go out there, see if everything's set up, everything's connected properly. Am I doing something wrong? Should I bring something else? Should I give some value? So it's all about a non-stop process of giving value and putting out things for you guys to see and do. All right. It's things that I find will help anybody in this business get to where I am today. Not everybody's going to go through this process. Not everybody wants to go through that process. Not everybody has that ability to understand the process. To these people, I say either make a decision, stop buying and wasting your money if you're not going to get it, because it takes only 3 steps or 4 things that you need to know about. And those things are basically get yourself a domain or hosting or something, put something that you have a passion for somewhere, get that traffic over there, and find a way to grab that email from that traffic and then send them emails and newsletters or value or whatever it is that you want to do with your business. And that's the formula. There's nothing else. That's the funnel. That's it. There's nothing else. Now, whatever else is on top of that is upsells, is extra advanced, is more complicated, but you'll get it later. What you need to do right now, if you're sitting at office right now thinking, how can I get started online? I hate my job, or they can't fire me. They shouldn't. I don't want them to fire me. I'm scared. You're just putting blocks in yourself. I'm not saying go quit and not have backup plan. I knew that if I got fired, I would have made money in the back. I would have money to make it last for a bit. And then you can take action then and see which way you want to go about. I'm serious. I mean, I seriously didn't know what CPA, affiliate marketing, was, but you should be amazed of what one $7 program can do to you. I remember I bought one program for Bing ads that was done 2013. It was a PDF. Okay, PDF, no videos, no nothing. PDF. I was so excited about that PDF that I paid $5.95, not $7, $5.95. I went through it. There were upsells that I didn't take because I didn't have the money. So I always worked with the whatever little thing that I had. I would go through the whole thing, and then I saw results. And that's why I became an expert in Bing ads through that one small course. It's amazing what you can get from valuable nuggets around. Then there's another time where I actually bought a course from Brett Retucki. A lot of people know him online. He's very well known for his reviews and stuff that he had online. And I remember clearly that I bought into his coaching program, which was the Inner Circle that he sold for $97. I remember, though, he had it lower, like 67 or 47, and then he brought up the price. Now, he brought up the price, but there nothing changed inside. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. Inside gave me an outline of what my Passion Block Pro should look like, or what people would pay for. So I actually took that outline and then I just added shit. Like I just blew it up to another thing. But I remember clearly going through everything and saying to myself, I know this, I know this, I know this. I'm doing it already. I'm doing it already. And there was one video from there where I didn't know. I just didn't know. I'll give it to him. That's what actually changed from me buying to not buying anymore. And it was funny because my mindset was still at the shits. Okay. I still wasn't believing fully. I was still that person that was asking for refunds. And I clearly remember saying to myself, trying to say to myself and believe myself, saying, this is what I paid for 97 for. This is what I'm going to get from that little video right there. This is what I'm going to use as an excuse that, you know what, I spend my money, good money, and I'm going to make that money back. But it only lasted for like 2 days in my head. And then I asked for a refund, and then I got on his wrong side. And he's right. I've got that. I'm dealing with that today with my customers. And I was one of those asshole customers that thought that he's always right, that I'm the customer, so you need to do exactly what I say, or you need to drop on your knees and do whatever I say because I'm the customer and I paid you $5. Like, what? Anyway, it's, that kind of mentality that needs to stop. And I had an email the other day from somebody that was rude to me because they had no patience. They wrote support. They didn't get a reply back. And I keep on saying that in all my videos, that you can find me on Facebook and ask me and get in contact with me. And that support, sometimes I'm going to lose emails because it's just me. And it's not an easy thing to run a business with hundreds of customers and students and stuff, right? It's not. So I keep on saying that. And what they do is that they open up cases on PayPal because I don't know, whatever. And then they also write me an email saying what's wrong with your support and what's wrong with your product, when in fact it's their fault for it not working. They're not just following the instructions. But then I reply to them with a rude, the way their tone, they would expect me to go, sir, I'm sorry, sir, and all that bullshit, sir, 95 systematic bullshit. Well, I don't work that way. I don't. I work with people that invest in me and they actually respect me and my time. And also the fact that if you talk to me nicely, believe me, I'll be nicer. You talk to me rudely, I will be the biggest asshole of your life. Honestly, I don't have time for that. And I don't have time for skeptics. I don't have time for people that question what I do and how I do. I know what I'm doing works. I know how I'm doing works. And I know that me teaching other people and them following me works. I've had it. I've got people that thank me. I've got a lot of people that are happy with what I provide with them as value. It's up to you to take action and make it happen. Okay. My mindset was really where your mindset is, or most of you people's are. And I've dealt with this process of changing my paradigms on a day-to-day basis for 30 days, really believing on, like, really eliminating every kind of negative thing. Now, there's another little story I want to tell you about this other person that I asked for a refund and being an asshole. He blocked me. And that was like 3 years ago. And then I found him at one of those marketing events that I've attended. And this is the second marketing event that I attended. And I'm about to attend the third time of the same kind because I saw what value it gave to me when value gave to me in general in my business. Now, let me explain something about marketing events. When before I thought as if it would change my life. Like, what the hell? It changes your life. And the way that happens is that the way it happened to me was, okay, let me, before I get there, let me get to the point of how I got well known. So I got out with Passion Blog Pro. It was a failure in my launch, but then it was a success later on, 2 years later. And the way that happened was because I started building myself more. I started getting more subscribers. People were, I'm selling it through my list. And people were buying it through my list and my website. And that actually brought me 12K just from my Passion Blog Pro. My time is valuable now. So I brought up the price to 97 because I'm also providing some kind of coaching through that system. And because my time is valuable and I want to be there and want to have the time for my people, I raised the price to 97. When I first launched, everyone was saying Why does it cost so little, like 47? It's because I wasn't known. And I knew that the information I have in there is huge. I'm going to get people in there and they're going to go crazy with all the stuff that I have, everything that I've done from day one. There might be older videos in there, but it's things that haven't changed, really haven't changed. Strategies are the same. I had a goatee. It doesn't matter. I don't have one now. That's the only thing that changed from those videos and stuff that I have out there. So it does cost exactly 97 or more because of the things that you can do and achieve from just that. Okay. And I've had like maybe 2 refunds from the hundreds of that I've had on there. I'm just putting it out there to tell you that, I started off there, but not people knowing me yet. Okay. So as time went by, there was another offer for me to be part of a launch. It was called Easy Blur. And it was a launch that I tried. Again, it was a failure. Not a lot of people jumped on board. Not a lot of people bought. And that's fine with me. I just kept on at it. So all I remember back then was really hoping that one of these big guys out there, these big marketing gurus, would see me, pay attention to what I have to offer. Because back then, and still today, I'm giving a lot of value through my videos and training. So I was hoping somebody will pick me up, find me, and say, hey, you got something good here. And I remember asking for that, right? Really wanting to make it happen for me like that. And again, I was working with the law of attraction mindset, putting it down on a little paper. I want next year to be known, blah, blah, blah. I want to do that. I was writing all that shit down, all right? All that became true. All that I wrote down became true. Who believes me? Yes or no? Give me a 1 if you believe what I'm saying right now. And if you've tried that. Like really write down, put your dreams down and take action and then it shows up. Whoever's listening right now, give me a yes if you actually follow your goals and dreams. Like you have a little notepad that you're writing your stuff. And I got it somewhere around here, but I cleaned up the house the other day. Exactly. When you put down goals, you actually achieve them. I'm telling you right now. You put down goals for the next year. Put 10 things that you want to do next year and watch them unfold next year or whenever. And if you pressure something, it will never come. You need to understand that it has to do with timing. And I'm good with that. I love timing. It's all about timing. My girlfriend came in my life, timing. My money came in, timing. It's so timing. It all has to do with timing. It also has to do with how you feel inside. If you're bad, depressed, something is no timing there. It's just you're just pushing it back. Okay. So what I did was, really work on my goals and wanting things to happen. And I started seeing it work every month. It really did. Then suddenly I was doing good networking with good marketers and I was being respectful this time. I changed my mindset. And where before I was being a skeptic, I changed it around. And I started talking to people and commenting on their posts and being nice. And once I got it, I got talking with Bill Hugo on chat, Facebook chat. Bill doesn't know me that much. I know him. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 of his products. And I remember saying to him in his comment, oh, by the way, I'm one of your buyers as well. I bought one of your things. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you that secret that I learned from that. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you the secret because should I tell you the secret? Remember when I was telling you about that course that I bought from Brett Ratuki and he told me about the dog is right here. Oh, yeah, the dog helped a lot as well, Dennis. The one thing that I got from that secret was how to get free products to review. Okay. Anyway, I got that. That was my $97 value. That's where it changed everything for me. I remember it teaches you how to actually go talk to a vendor and get them to get you a review copy. But it's not going to work for everybody. And the reason why is because you're not known. You just got to put yourself out there first, get to know the marketers, and then get involved. Buy their product, review it, promote it, make some money, and then go back to them and say, hey, your next product, can I get a review copy? That kind of thing. So anyway, fast forward, and I was wanting somebody to find me online, somebody to see my work, and I got to talking with Bill Hugo. We started chatting, and then I was telling him, oh, I did this course, and I did that course, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, what do you have? And I was like, yeah, I've got this idea for YouTube, and how I've got these subscribers, and how I'm making money from YouTube as well. and he got excited. He got interested, and I guess he was looking for projects to do back then. And then he turned around and he said, "All right, how about you set it up for me, create the training, and come back to me?" I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "I'm all about it." So what happened was, in the next 12 hours, since he gave me the okay, and I knew that was a sign, this was my time. I knew that what was coming up next. I knew, because I was waiting for this time a year before. And I remember getting so excited that I actually created the course in less than a day. Like, really created like the whole, you know what? Passion to profits. I'm gonna put it down here as well, so you can understand. Passion to profits is actually the creation that Bill Hugel was gonna launch with me, and I created that in that same day, because basically the way I create products and training is I sit here and I go, what did I do? And start. And that's exactly what I do. That's why my videos and training are so on point, showing you exactly over the shoulders, at the same time telling you what I'm doing. And I find that's the most interesting way of doing things and seeing the behind the scenes, instead of having PDFs and presentations that reminds me of the 9 to 5 presentation shit that makes me fall asleep. I know it works with presentations. I know people love PDFs. I hate them. Even though the PDF that got me the Bing Ads thing, I understand it works, but I hate doing them. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just I find that you following me over the shoulders would work. Anyway, Passion 2 Profits was born, but it wasn't finished. But when I was done with that, what Bill Hugel did was he went out and saw another product of mine that I launched by myself, which I launched 2 months prior, and it was called Gear Bubble Instant Profits. This product had no funnel. It was just a one straight up product that I sold, and it did okay. Didn't do good. Another flop because I didn't have affiliates. I didn't know how it worked. I had no idea. So he saw that, and he was like, "Wait a minute, what's this?" And I told him, explained to him, it's like, this is what we're launching. We're going to relaunch this. We're going to rebrand it. We're going to do this. You're going to add this. You're going to create this. And that's when the door opened to something else. Like, I didn't know this was happening. And I learned all about the funnels, how to get people in, how to upsell. And you know what? We live the funnel thing on a day-to-day basis. Have you ever gone to McDonald's? Have you never gone to McDonald's? You've gone to McDonald's. Give me a 1 if you've gone to McDonald's, for crying out loud. I got people watching, and I want you to interact with me. Give me a 1 if you ever went to McDonald's. Dennis, 1. Arise, 1. Give me 1. Come on. There's another 3 people in here. You didn't go to McDonald's? Now, at McDonald's, when you're done buying, when you're done getting that front end thing that you bought, that cheeseburger, that meal, the whatever, what do they say to you? What do they ask you? What do they ask you? Would you like to supersize that? What does that mean? That means, do you want to upsell? Do you want to make it bigger for just 30 cents more? You already bought the 32-cent burger, for example. How about 20 more cents to get your bigger fries or bigger drinks or whatever? All right. So that's the funnel. And this is what you live in the online world when you're purchasing products from JVZoo and everything like that. That's the funnel. You get in with the front end being at $12.95, $19, something that's affordable, get you in there, see the thing. But then we remind you, like, look, if you want this and you want that and you want this, that's a funnel. And that brings you more money in your bank, and it gives you more value and overall. Okay. Yeah, sure. I could have left everything at 1, but then I'm actually losing money here. I'm at my time, my value of creating, of doing, and you following and copying, and just for that amount. No, I don't think so. You need to pay yourself your education. The more you pay for an education, the more you focus. If you got free shit from me every day, you would never go through it. I can only guarantee 1% would go through it. 1%. And there's no point of you doing that. It's just wasting freebies everywhere. And that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to actually value your stuff. If I could sell my stuff to my parents, I would sell it. If I could sell it to my sister, I'd sell it. Because I know if she bought it, she'll go through it. And that's what you need to understand. If you're getting free, you're not going through the shit. And another thing I want to talk about that I hate about this online industry is the bonuses. I find the bonuses distract people, even though some bonuses are valuable. But I still find that bonuses on other products are distracting people from actually doing whatever they're supposed to do. Because some of these bonuses take you to another different thing. I do it myself, but I don't do it a lot. I try to avoid it. And it's something that I do despise. I hate doing it. It's not because I'm putting extra work. There's some tools that you can do it for free, but I can't deal with the fact that I know that you're going to come in and you're not going to use it anyways, or you're going to use one and not use the actual product that you bought into, which is mind-blowing for me. Okay? Now, that's the funnel, and he taught me that. And I was able to do GB Cracked, and I'm going to put the name here. GB Cracked. Okay, the page you're going to see here it needs fixing because I had it on another page and I was in the middle of creating. I just left it in the back, got distracted, but it's still good. It still shows what it's just not fancy as it was when we first launched. Okay, so this is my GB Cracked, and that's how GB Cracked got born. And GB Cracked is basically helping you achieve financial freedom through e-commerce, but not even drop shipping. You're actually just finding designs or creating designs, putting on products that you don't even own, and selling them through my strategies. Now, the way that came about was just one day I saw something on Facebook. I copied it, emulated it, and saw what they've done, reversed engineered the marketing. I saw there was a lot of people liking, sharing, something like there's something right going on here. And then it ended up a gear bubble. Gear bubble, I was able to design a design, put it out there, send some traffic, made $200 in that week. I was like, oh shit, I got a case study here. I'm going to create the gear bubble instant profits, which is GB Crack today. And plus extra stuff that I added afterwards because of the funnels. Okay, so that's how I got myself known, because Bill had all these networking affiliate marketers that got to know me. He got them on board. That people got to know who I was. They respected the work that I put out. And now they were ready for my next launch kind of thing. Okay, so that was awesome. That was good. Put me on the map, got me connected, got me with the right people. And that's when I made the move to actually make a trip to Portugal to a marketing event that I was so, that money that I made from that launch helped me invest in more stuff that I had to do to move up levels. You see, I haven't stopped investing, and I still haven't stopped investing. And I went to the Marketing Alliance in Portugal, and there I was like at Disneyland. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Now, can you imagine that you're online, you're buying courses from these people that you respect, you trust, they've helped you generate your first dollars online through their courses, through their software, and then you find them in front of you, like in front of you, to me was just a blessing in disguise. Oh my God. I was going around like, oh my God, Sam Baker. Oh my God, Stefan Ciancio. Oh my God. And just nonstop. Like all these people I looked up to, like I want to get to their level. They were all there. And they're all there to show me what kind of people they are. And it's amazing when you meet these people up front and personal. Any idea that you thought about scam artist or whatever is gone out the window. And the reason why is because you actually get to meet the person behind the thing. And this is more of why I've done this video today, to show you who's behind this channel and what my story is, so you can go out there and trust me from the things that I'm putting out there, so you can understand what I'm trying to do and understand what my mission is here and how I'm moving up the levels, and also trying to inspire you through this whole thing. Now, look, after that successful launch with GB Cracked, I had some money in my pocket. I decided, you know what? This is my next move. I need to build my own business, like go register a business, become legit. I couldn't hide the thousands now. Before I did it without telling anybody I was doing this. Now I'm a business. I'm paying my taxes. When I was broke and didn't have a job, I was here battling it out, making 100 wherever here and there. So basically, this brought me to build up Limitless Passion Ltd. And that's my business. That's my company. And that's what you see in my PayPal when you're paying me or when I'm paying you or whatever. And it was born from that. And then I go over to Portugal to the marketing event, meet all these people, and then my mind just went, whoa, I just figured it out. I know what I need to do. I came back and I got myself with the developer that was at the Marketing Alliance, Alex Krulik, became my partner. We created Traffic Zion. We had a launch, and a lot of people from that marketing event promoted me. And not only that, we did very well, and we still do. And we just hit 1,000 people in Traffic Zion as customers, which is awesome. We've done over 1,900 sold. Just amazing that one software was created, which I'm going to put it here just in case, was created from my manual working, trying to get traffic, with the ideas that I got from the event, to getting together with a talented programmer that has become my partner in releasing software and training programs. After that was done, we got excited because we had something good. We had a momentum. We created Bing Bang Profits. Okay, I'm going to put that one here as well. Bing Bang Profits. And this was created in order to help people with Bing. I'm an expert in Bing. I love Bing. It's the easiest way to drive traffic through offers and landing pages and stuff, and get leads and commissions and everything. And I went out there and I created this with Alex again. Needed a software to make my life easier, and we created that for our users and for ourselves and for our businesses. And it's still selling today and still doing good. The good thing about me and Alex is that we're always on top of our things. We don't want things to die down. And we're always on top of things. You've bought softwares that died down and you disappeared out of the nowhere. And tell me who's bought software. Give me a one if you bought a software and it actually died on you, or you can't find the domain anymore, or it's not even working. Yeah, that's a quick one right there. Give me some more ones. I know you bought software that doesn't work. Okay. Now, these softwares are made from people that supposedly care, and then because they make a whole lot of shit, a load of money, they don't care anymore. Okay, that's how I see things. A lot of people might say, no, Demetrius, that's wrong. That you shouldn't say that. Well, I'm sorry, that's my perspective, and that's what you're putting out there for me to see. And that's something that I don't want to be part of. And I don't ever want to be part of that. I don't want ever to have my name tied to a software that it doesn't work anymore, or it caused you some problems or whatever. I don't. And I'm very passionate about the software and training that I'm bringing out, that if somebody tries to say that or try to make it seem like it is or whatever, then I challenge you to come at me, because I will fight for my training and programs. And I know I'm right about what I'm talking about, if they're legit, or if they work, or if they will be working, etc. It's something that I really believe in my own personal well-being. I really want to sleep at night, and I cannot sleep at night if I feel like people have problems. That's why I get anxious waking up, not wanting to read an email that says refund ASAP, please, because I don't know what, some bullshit excuse. You bought it into a program or software so it can help you. Sometimes people overjudge, over criticize, over jump into conclusions, or something doesn't work and stuff, and it just makes our lives a lot harder. And you make me hate a couple of things that has to do with software launching. Okay, so all these people that I have in my list that are ready to buy and ready to refund, you can get a big from me. I mean, seriously, I don't care. Big one. And the reason why is because you don't respect me or what I put out. And then when you wonder why I talk to you in such a way, is because it's not because I'm rude. It's because I don't respect you either. So why should I sit there and listen to your bullshit and at the same time wanting me to be kind to you? I don't get it. And I don't care if other people say, but Demetrius, that could be a future a customer of you again. But why should I sit there and beg this guy to become my customer? I don't give a flying ass. I could have said a lot more in there about who you are. If you give me your time and investment in my time and my software and everything, I'll be there with you. I'll be all about it. But if you, for some reason, switch your thoughts process because something didn't work for you, and then you start, then you're the person I don't want to work with ever again. You're the person that's going to get deleted, blocked, also, what do you call it? Blacklisted. We have a list with all these refunders that you have no idea how many of you are in my list. Like over 800 people are in my shit list, okay? And that shit list is a list that I will fight for you to never buy from me again. I prefer you never, ever buying from me ever again rather than you being in there and asking for some kind of refund at one point. The only reason I'm giving out refunds is because it's part of the goddamn system that we're in, and I don't like it. I don't like it because I'm putting a lot of my time and effort, and Alex, my partner with training and with the softwares and stuff, that when you ask for a refund, it's like you spitting in our faces for something that we worked so hard for. It's something that I find is not ethically well. And there's a lot of people with that mindset. And that's why we call you the serial refunders and everything. What are we selling here? Chancias. What? I'm not selling anything, J-Man Zoom, okay? If you have the time, go through the beginning of this video so you can see what I'm selling. And I'm selling me. I'm explaining who I am. So don't jump into conclusions and stuff. You see, it's that kind of tone of voice that pisses me off because you're ready to make sure, oh, so what are you selling now again, Demetrius? That to me pisses me off. Really, you get on my nerve when you do that. Not you in general, just talking in general. And that's where my passion comes in. And I like to protect my business. Other people say, who gives a shit, Demetrius? You don't even know them. You're right. But I love what I do. So I'm going to protect it as much as possible, and I will. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm taking you through the part of what I have to deal with sometimes almost on a daily basis. And sometimes it's some of you people that make my life harder than what it should be. And the reason why it's harder is because I'm dealing with you. I'm actually putting myself to deal with you. I can ignore you. I can block you. I can not even see you. That's the perfect thing. Sitting in the toilet, taking a shit, either reading a book or watching my YouTube channel is perfect because that's how I done things too. I told people about it in the beginning of the video. So you got to understand the life of the freedom, financial freedom, and what I'm selling to you is not a dream. It's something that's a reality. But at the same time, you need to see the reality of things. I sit here and work daily. I'm here hours at my desk trying to figure out the next big thing or the next thing that I want to review to help you. And to me, it's something that's important for me to do so I can feel content in my life. I'm doing something. I'm not sitting there lazing around. I'm doing something. I'm building. I keep on building. Sometimes I get so distracted, I go from one thing to another and jump from one subject to another, doing 500 things at the same time, which is wrong. You need to focus on one business and put all your energy in it so you can grow it and then move to the next. I did the opposite, okay? We just closed 2 hours and 8 minutes of me giving you my quick autobiography and where I'm at right now. Okay, so we created Big Bang Profits. I created Traffic Zion, and then Alex had an idea about Pinterest. We created another one called Pintra, and this has to do with Pinterest and getting free traffic from there. That's working like a charm. Didn't sell a lot because of a gray area in the process of getting traffic, which I find is stupid because you do it with everything else. So it's like picking up on something that you could get a lot of free traffic from Pinterest, and not a lot of people are taking advantage of. Anyway, we were done with that, and I felt like I'm overwhelmed with all the software training that I created in 2018. Okay. I got overwhelmed. And the only reason why I got overwhelmed with software is because I had to do 1, 2, 3 softwares. And when you're dealing with customers that are buying into softwares, it's just you just want to cut your slit. Just want to commit suicide sometimes. I'm not kidding. The shit that you read about people not being able to get it or not connect the dots, and that it's really frustrating. I even got to the point where I actually hired support to help me. But and you know what's funny? I hired that support to help with the tickets. Then I thought, okay, let me take it up a notch and pay them a little bit more so they can do blog posts for me as well, so I can do the videos and worry about and then tweak a little bit on the blog review, so I don't have to do all that little dirty work that takes a lot of my time. But hiring that person that I thought that was going to do that job for me, not only did they not understand that I was giving them extra work and extra money that they could do that, but I asked them to do it the right way. And if you don't hear me once, twice, 3 times, you get sacked. And then they wanted to get paid for something that they didn't even do a right job, that all copy pasting bullshit that I didn't even use. All right. And they wanted to also charge me more for hours that, there's some other things that you need to be aware of as well. And that's support, getting help from whatever. Anyway, so I fired whoever it was that I was using, and I'm back to being alone again and taking action and taking care of business as I should. Now, while we were done with the Pintra, and I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with all the software launches and stuff, I wanted to go back to training. I wanted to turn and focus back to the actual thing that I got in, and training. And I know training is something that I wanted to bring out more or less on how I can make a passive income through selling products online, my own, or creating my own, or promoting others, etc. I created Passion Fuse a month ago. It didn't go well. I didn't expect it to go well. Anything that has to do with product launching doesn't go well. Not a lot of people want to put that work. Only a few handful are going to go through that course and actually take action and create a product so we can put it out there and so you can see it works. And that was my mission with that. Okay, get people to understand it's a lot simpler than thought, and get you a product out there using my methods. I got out Passion Fuse, which is it right here. passionfuse.com. That was launched last month, and I have a few more products coming out in the next thing. I also have one more, which is Flip Flop Profits, and that was created in September of last year because I wanted to buy a bike. I wanted to buy a Vespa, and I put a mission that I'm going to create a good course that is something similar to Passion Blog Pro, more focused on blogging and affiliate marketing and through some strategies that I've done. And I brought it out there, made a good amount because the affiliate's so powerful course in there, and it is. And it could have sold a lot more, but I didn't even push it as much as I should have. And I made enough to go out and pay my bike with cash down. And to me, that was the first time I've ever was able to go out there and pay money for something that is mine now today. It's a vehicle. It's something that I can't believe I did it, and I did it alone. And I felt a lot of respect that day when I got to that place. So how are you going to pay for it? Credit card and blah, blah. I was like, no, cash. Here you go. And the guy was like, whoa, cool. So that made me feel good. Okay. Another thing I've learned is that I'm making money on a day-to-day basis. I'm making almost $100 a day, or even more at times, sometimes zero, but usually the average is about 100, 150, and sometimes even more, sometimes even 2,000, sometimes even 1,000. It depends what I'm doing, how I'm doing, what I'm promoting, what I'm building on. I'm also making about $500 a month from Google AdSense. That's free money coming in my pocket. I'm also making money from my YouTube channel, this one right here. From any ads that you see here and everything, I get paid. So literally, I'm living an automated life, making me money on a day-to-day basis. When 5 years ago I was making jack shit. I was getting started. I was making maybe $10 in a month and being happy about that 10. But every time I made 10, I said, okay, let me make 20. Let me make 100. Let me make 5,000. Now I've got an average of about in a month. It could basically be about from $2,000 to $5,000 a month. I'm not kidding. And this is something that I wrote down and I've done. I'm getting that from my products. I'm getting that from affiliate programs and stuff that I'm offering and reviewing. And right now, I'm at a place. Look. Clooney's running in his sleep. How cute is that? Give me a 1 if you think that's cute. I'm getting you to interact with me with my dog. Look at that. He's about to run somewhere. There's my little dog over there. It's Clooney. Yeah, right here. Okay. Anyway, so this dog right here is my mindset that changed everything. Calmed me down, brought my levels down, made me a happier guy, made me focus on my life, my dreams, everything that I'm trying to do online. And basically, where I'm at right now is I'm very happy. I'm actually happier than I've ever felt. I have a great woman by my side that I actually rubbed off this passion that I have for this on her. I've got a dog that is amazing, life changing for me. And yes, the most famous dog on the internet. Surprised nobody gave us anything to promote using Clooney. It's unbelievable. It's amazing that I didn't create a business out of this guy, which I could, and maybe later in the future. I'm actually traveling every month to places around Greece that I've been here since 2002, and I haven't seen any of these things. I was always clubbing home, clubbing home, clubbing home. No trips of back in the days. It was just bullshit. So now I'm enjoying my life while I'm on trips and I'm out somewhere. I'm making money, and it's funny every time I'm done with a trip, I'm paying a hotel room or whatever, the foods and whatever. As soon as I leave that place, I make it back. The money comes back in my phone. And I'm going to tell you a little quick story on your mindset on how you see things that you want to get. Now, I made a promise. If there's something that I want, I'm going to get it. And I'm not even going to think twice if I have the money or not, if I'm going to make it or not, if I'm if tomorrow's going to whatever, and blah, 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 and you keep on fighting with your mind with all that bullshit. No. If I see something that I want that I want to get, I'm actually going to go get it. And I'm going to have the money for it. But I'm not going to think about it too much. If I have the money, what happens if I pay for it and then I stopped thinking like that. I'm actually going with what I want in life, not need, want. Now, as an example of where I was in Spetses, is an island which is a couple of hours away. Beautiful island, high-class island. A lot of people with yachts go there. Very beautiful, very nice, very, very nice. And we would walk during the shops and stuff over there. And there was a shop that I went there, and there was a glass shop with glasses. And hold on. Okay, so during that time, I bought these glasses. All right, I'm going to show you. I'm telling you a little story about how I bought the Mikita glasses. Now, these glasses are very expensive. Okay, this is the little. It was in my toothpaste. All right, I'm going to open it, and okay, in mint condition. These things don't break. It's one of those that you bend and stuff. They're they're created in a handcrafted kind of thing. No machines, no nothing. All right. Now, there was a shop with the glasses there. And I remember it was right there in the front of the thing. And we got there on Friday, and Saturday I saw them, and we were going to leave on Monday or something. And I saw them. I didn't know the price. I had no idea. Okay. So I went in, and the only glasses that fit nicely on me were the first thing I went straight to them. I'm like, let me see these. So I put them on. I really liked them. My girl was like, wow, it looks good. I was like, yeah, it does. But I didn't buy it that moment. I told her, okay, so how much are these? And she's like, 450 euros. 450 euros for glasses. My mindset was trying to get me back to where I was 5 years ago. And I was like, the first thing I would do would be, oh, shit, put it back. Thank you. Bye-bye. Walk out. Feel like shit. This time around, I was like, oh, this is good. 400 and what? All right. So I was playing in my mind, like, who gives a shit if it's 400? I'm going to make it back anyways at the end of the day. I mean, it's guaranteed. This is what this life has taught me since living it for the past 5 years. This is what's going to happen. It's already going to happen. I know it. I mean, why would I allow my fear to jump in to stop me from getting something that I want when I've already got proof that I'm making that money anyways? Okay, it's coming in. What am I forgetting here? What is it that happened? Nothing went, since the 5 years, I haven't lost anything that money-wise or felt bankrupt or felt broke. Always something came through. Even at the last of the last dollar that I had in my bank, boom, something happens and I made more money. And that's all because of my mindset, and nobody can go against that. Okay, so for 2 days, I was saying to myself, do I need these glasses? I mean, I got to ask myself, do I need them? I don't need them. I got 2 other things, whatever. I have my girlfriend, though, that really put some logic in myself, saying, you have the money, you like them, you want them, get it. So what if it's for us? So it makes you even look good. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So what? So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll make a deal. Before this weekend ends, before we leave, if I make $400, I'm going to go buy them. I made a promise to my girlfriend. She can vouch for it if she's watching it. But that's what I did. I went. It was Monday. It was right before we were going to leave, a day before we were going to leave. I think we were going to leave on a Tuesday. I can't remember. But I went there. I remember watching my phone the night before, the day after, the whatever, and I was at 350 from commissions. I was writing emails, making money. I did a review while I was there, and I was making money. On the 4th day, I had the money, and I paid for it. And not only that, she even did $100 off, 100 euros off these glasses. You think I haven't thought about it? She does want a ring, but it's not time yet, Dennis. You done said the wrong things here, Dennis. She does want the ring. I know she does. I have a plan for that, but it's not time. It's not time yet. It's still early. All right. It's going to happen, but not yet. So I got the glasses, and without even thinking twice. Now I'm in the process of working to get myself a Mavic Air. And the reason why I want a Mavic Air is because I want to do amazing shoots of all the places I'm traveling to. And it's about time I need to make an investment in that. A month ago, I made an investment into a new iMac, a new laptop as well, two laptops. Did a whole upgrade on everything that I have and I'm doing online. It makes me feel an accomplishment. It makes me feel I've accomplished things. And I was never able to do that. I wanted to buy a SUP, and I didn't have the money 2 years ago. Now I just went out without even thinking about it, bought myself a stand-up paddle so I can do things that I want to do. I've been using it daily. I've got the beach right across. I got the best place to do it. So bottom line is, 2012, I wasn't making shit. I didn't know what affiliate marketing was. I didn't know what blogging was. I didn't know how to make money. And I went through a whole process of understanding this business. Now that I've known and I know how it works, there's no way I'm going back. There's no way in hell you're going to ever find me being an employee of somebody else. And my plans for life is that when I hit my first million, I will write my first book. And when I'm done with that book, then I'm going to do seminars. I'm going to do talks. I'm going to do the Anthony Robbins thing with my passion and everything, because I'm going to be so successful at that point where I want to rub it off to other people and let them know that they can do the same. One thing that will never go to my head is arrogance. I will never be arrogant. I will never fall in that thing, because it's not about the money. It's about your life career and doing what you love doing. I don't want to be in a deathbed thinking I didn't do it because, and now that I have a partner in crime to do this, like it was really something that I always wanted, to have somebody by my side to do it with. I didn't want to do it alone. And now I'm able to do it with my girlfriend that of now, Katerina, that we're, and I feel like, we're on the same level and following the same path. And the timing that this girl came into my life couldn't be better. And I want you to understand this is more of an inspiration for anybody that's been in my feet, my circumstances, that you can turn things around. Okay. And one important thing that I did was eliminate people from my life that kept me at a negative state of mind, or friends, best friends. I even broke away from best friends that I was for years, because they're in the rut, or they still have that negative vibe into their lives that I can't deal with anymore. And it, as much as I wanted to help, my help isn't helping them. It made things worse. So there's so many things that happened to me in this lifetime that I now understand my part of this world, and what I'm doing is also rubbing off other people's lives. And that to me is how you move up life, like by helping others. Karma, I believe a lot in karma. So if I believed in a lot of the shit if I didn't believe in a lot of the stuff that I'm sharing with you or helping you with, then it would come and bite me in the ass. Don't you understand that? So there's nothing that I can do that is going to be bad in your business. Everything I try to do is trying to help you. And that's it. That's my life in 2.5 hours. And maybe another time I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to use this video though, and I'm going to introduce myself to a lot of people that don't know my story. Okay? And I'm done here. I think I'm done. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. Can you give me a 1 if you enjoyed my story? Whoever stuck around for 2.5 hours, can you please give me a 1? And if anybody's jumping on now and everything, please go back, watch it. Hungry? No, I'm not hungry. I'm thirsty. No, I don't eat during the day. Thank you so much as well for returning your comments and liking. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to end this now. And if you need any help, another way of actually getting me to respond to you is comment in what you need help with, so I can create a video that I can maybe help you with. This is something that needs to be done, and not a lot of people listen to me when I tell them, tell me what you want as help, and I'll try and do a video so I can because I need topics. I need topics to create, I don't know, and stuff like that. Thank you, Vivi. Thank you very much. I also keep note that all the products that I created, the sales pages, the designs, the content, the copywriting, it was all done by me. Okay, I've never hired anybody to do all these things for me. Thank you, Watch Social. I appreciate you. These are the things that I love seeing, and I knew it was going to happen. That's why I put those links out there so you guys can see who I am, why I brought them out, the story of how they got about. And it's something that it makes people more trust in what I have to bring out on the table. Okay. And like I said, my stuff still will work. As I will fight Alex, my developer, to, if something's broken, to fix it. No matter what, we will always find a solution. Okay. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you want others to find out about this video on my channel, please share my channel as well. Get people to get on and people, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to end this stream. I don't know how to say goodbye. I keep on wanting to say more. And thank you, Dennis, for being a fan, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed your trip at the Empire State Building. I've been to New York 3 times or 2, and I've never been to the Empire State Building, just underneath. Amazing, stupid, but I'll do it next time. Peace out.